Hi, my loves. Welcome back to this channel. I am Omoni, and this channel is Positive Figure. So today, before that, thank you so much for stopping by. To my returning subscribers, I had you big, and to the new subscribers, yeah, from this video, I'm sure I'll get new subscribers. Thank you also in advance. Yeah, so today we are doing this panel skirts, a 6 pieces skirts. So I'll be teaching you how to cut it and how to sew it, and then the calculation for how you can calculate the number of yards that you will need to use. Okay, now this is 5 yards of fabric. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yards of fabric, and we're making the panel skirt, 6 pieces skirt, and a blouse. So I don't want to use more than 3 yards for the skirt since it's not up to 6 yards here. So now I'm going to put my fabric on fold, and then I will show you. I'll show you how you can calculate how much of fabric to put on fold. So here I've put my fabric on fold. So let's quickly do the calculation. How many inches, right, did I put on fold here? This is 8 inches. You can see 8 inches. So when you open it up, it's going to be 8 times 2, that's 16. Okay, now we are cutting the center front first. The 6 pieces will be 3 pieces at the back and 3 pieces at the front. Although the one for the back will look as if it is 4 pieces because of the zipper that we're going to be installing at the back, at the center back. Do you get? Okay, so how do you calculate the amount of fabric that you are going to use? Now I have put 8 inches on fold for the center front. So in total for the center front is going to be 16 inches. So I'm going to write the 16 inches. That's the center front. Then plus the center back. Now, we're going to add our zipper allowance. Let's say we are using 2 inches zipper allowance for the both sides. That will be 4. So 4 plus 20 plus 16 that we already have here. I hope you understand what I'm trying to explain. For the front and the back, the center front and center back is supposed to be the same, but because of zipper allowance, we have to increase the back piece. That's the center back. We have to increase it by 4 inches. So 4 inches plus the 16 now is going to be 20. Okay, that's center front and center back, right? Now for the side as well, we are going to have our joining allowance. You can excuse me. You can add about 2 to 4 inches. It will just be fine. So let's just still work with 4 inches as well. So 4 inches. Um, we will add it to this center front that we have already folded. I hope you get it. The center front is the basic, it's like the foundation that we're working with. So any other pieces that we want to cut, we'll be adding allowances to them. Do you understand? So because we'll add sewing allowance to the sides, the 2 sides for the front, and then the 2 sides for the back, we'll add sewing allowances to them. So let's just work with the same 4 inches that we added to the center back. So it will be 20 inches towards the side here and 20 inches towards the side here. That will be 40 like that for the 2 sides of the front. Do you get? So plus 40. Then for the 2 sides of the back as well, it will be 20, 20. Do you understand? So plus 40. Now we're going to add all of this together, and we'll divide it by 35 inches. Although supposed to be 36, that's the inches per yard, because we want to get the number of yards we want to use. That's the essence of all of this. So this is 80, 100, 116, 116. So 116 now divided by 35. Like I said, the fabric on fold now is not really up to 36 inches anymore for per yard. So we're working with 35. So 116 divided by 35. Let me bring calculator. So yeah, after I did the calculation, I got 3.314. So let's just say 3.3. So 3.3. That's the amount of fabric we're going to use. 3.3 yards. Now, because we might try to manage the fabric in the sense that, let me explain this to you. We will not now use up to this 3.3. We might eventually just use 3 yards. So when I cut the first one like this, it will come like this. Then the second one, when I want to cut it, I will flip it over here. This hem part will now come to this side. Then when I want to cut the next one, I'll flip the hem to here. When I want to cut the next one, I'll flip the hem to here. That way, it will allow us to manage fabric to an extent. So let me just show you what I just explained now. So before we proceed, these are the measurements that we're going to be working with. The waist, although in this case, we are really not making use of it because this skirts, we have elastic at the 2 sides. It will have zipper at the back, then elastic at the 2 sides because it's for an advanced age woman. Now, we're going to need the hip, we're going to need the skirt length and the skirt half length. Okay, so for the hip I'm working with is 44 inches. The skirt length I'm working with, anything 40, 41 is just fine, or let's say 41 inches, okay? Then the skirt half length, 20 inches. So these are the 3 basic measurements I'm working with for this skirts. Now, you will also need the nipple to nipple measurement because that's what we will use to trace out this first piece, the center front, first of all. So the nipple to nipple I'm working with will be 8 inches, end to end is 8 inches. I hope you understand what I'm doing, okay? So the nipple to nipple I'm working with is 8 inches. And to start, let's measure the skirt length first of all. And as we measure, we will add all of our necessary sewing allowance to it. Now, like I said, it will have elastic waistband. So I will be adding 1.5 inches for the elastic waistband at the waist area. So 1.5 inches plus my actual length of 41 inches. That's 42.5, right? Okay. For this hem part, I'm going to have, let's say 1 inch here. 1 inch to this one. So plus 1.5, then plus 1. So that's 2.5 added to 41 inches. That's 43.5. That's the length that I need. So I can just round it up to 44. Can you see what I have? 44. And I will measure it here. Okay. Now, let's bring it closer. I hope you can see the marking. I will now insert my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 8 inches divided by 2 is going to give us 4 inches. This is it here. And then I will mark my skirt half length that I'm working with is 20 inches. And remember, we have 1.5 inches waistband allowance here. So 20 plus 1.5, that will be 21.5. Okay, here. This is it. And then I will bring this 4 inches I already have here, the nipple to nipple. I'll bring it down here as well. And then connect the lines together. Now, let me quickly explain to you. If you are sewing it for a younger person, maybe someone in the 20s or probably 30s, or someone that really wants it to be fitted, you will not do this 4 inches here. You will come in by half of an inch. So instead of marking 4 inches that we marked, you will mark 3.5. That way, it will allow this part to be cinched a little bit. But because of the person I'm working with does not really want it to be too tight, and she's a mommy, like that. So that's why I did it this way. But if you're doing it for a younger person, you will tighten this knee area. Although this is a little above the knee, so that it will give it more fitting. Now, from here, this point, we will connect it down to this part. We'll connect it down to here in a slant. So just bring your ruler like so and connect. Can you see? So after doing that, just come here by probably 0.75 inch. 0.75 inch. This is it. And slant it to here. This is to allow it to have nice fits at the hem after we are done sewing. So now I am done with the center front. I hope you can see what the center front looks like. Yeah, so this is the center front. I'll just go ahead now and cut it out. So I will now use this center front to cut out the center back, and as I'm cutting the center back, I will add the zipper allowance. Now, this is what I mean by we can manage fabric so that we will not just waste the fabric like that. We will not use up to the 3.3 yards that we initially calculated. Now, this is the hem part of the skirt that we cut. So if I want to fold it now, instead of bringing this one like this, I will not bring it like this. I will flip it like this. Do you understand? I'll flip it like this so that it will allow me to manage fabric to an extent. So that's a trick to managing fabric when you are sewing your panel skirts. That's a trick I just showed you. So just flip it like this and you place it very well. Try to arrange what you have. Make sure that your allowance is intact. So I have my 2 inches here for the allowance. So once I'm good with what I have, I'll just go ahead and cut it out. So here, I already have what I want, so I'm going ahead to cut it out. So I am done cutting it out, and I'm cutting the center back open. Okay, so this is my center front and center back already here. Now the next thing is to cut the sides. So the side for the front, that's the side both right and left. We're going to cut it, adding our sewing allowance. So let me just fold the fabric and show you. So now I've folded my fabric like so. I have a bit of extra inch here, which I'm going to explain to you why. Now, remember the hip we're working with is 44 inches, right? Okay, so 44 inches. Now let's divide it by 2 so that we have the front pieces and the back pieces. 44 divided by 2 is 22 inches. Okay, now 22, we want to divide it by 3. The 6 pieces we're making and the 3 pieces for front. Okay, now out of the 22 inches hip measurement, we already have the center front, which is here 4 inches on foot. That's 8. Okay, so 22 minus 8. First of all, 22 minus 8, that will give us 14. Okay, that means the 14 that is left, we'll share it for both sides. And if we share it for both sides, that's 14 divided by 2, that will be 7. Be following, please. 7, right? And that 7 now, we're going to add all our sewing allowances to the side. We didn't add sewing allowance to the center. So we add our sewing allowances to the side. Now, 7 for the side, okay? Let's first of all mark out this half length and here. And then let me also mark out the hip points. Okay, this is it, 10.5. It's supposed to be 9 inches, but because of the 1.5 inches waistband allowance, that's why it's now 10.5 inches. Okay, now you still remember the 7 inches, right? So 7 inches, since it's on fold, we'll divide the 7 by 2. So if we divide 7 by 2, that will be 3.5, right? So this is 3.5 here. 3.5. I'm measuring this side. So don't let this one confuse you. This is just for me to get this line here. That's why I place this one on it. So let me just bring it. Okay. So 3.5. Then the sewing allowances that we're going to add to it let's add 1.5 inches to the 3.5. That will be 5. So this is 5 here. Now let's now redo the calculation to be sure whether what we are doing is correct. Now if I cut 5, that will be, if I open it up, it will be 10, right? Because 5 is on fold. If I open it up, it will be 10. So that's right side 10. The other side too will be 10. So the two sides put together, that's 20, isn't it? Now 20, we already have 8 inches here. That will be 28. So the whole thing that I'll be cutting out for the front pieces, the 3 pieces put together, that will be 28 inches. And the hip divided by 2 for the front piece is 22 inches. So if you take 22 from 28, we'll be left with 6 inches, right? 6 inches. So that will be okay for the sewing allowances. 6 inches. We will join the side, the front to the back, then we will join here. All right. So 6 inches, anything 6 to 8 inches is just okay. If you want extra allowance, you can just do it. Let's, when you do all of the calculation, what will be left can be up to 8 inches. But I'm working with what is left here is 6 inches, and I'm just fine with it because I don't want too much allowance in the skirts. Now, I hope you understand everything I just said. This is 5. I'm going to bring it here too and mark the 5. Okay. So I will now bring this one to meet this point here. I'll bring it to meet this point that I just marked, because I want this part, since it's going to be joined to the side, I want it to be the same so that it will not be giving me issues when I want to sew it. Can you see? So the allowance is here. Okay, so this is what I have, and I'll just go ahead now and cut it out. So I've cut it out. This is my center front, and this is one of the sides. Now, since this is one of the sides, then for the front there will remain the other side, right? So that means the front will have 2 sides, then the back will have 2 sides. That means I need 4 of this, and this is one, remaining 3. So I'll go ahead and just cut the remaining 3 off camera, and I'll show you. Yeah, guys, so I am done cutting now, and these are the pieces. The center front, you can see, center back. So this is 2 now. Then these are the sides for the front, right and left, and then for the back as well, the left side and the right side. So all this put together are 6 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then center front and center back, that's all together making 6. Now for the sewing, you can decide any method of lining that is convenient for you. You can do it throw lining, that's you sew the fabric separately, then you sew the lining separately, you put it together. You can do that. Then you can also do cutting the lining the same way you have cut this fabric in pieces. You also cut the lining, and you can join the lining separate, join the fabric separate, and then put them together later. Or you sew it together, both the lining and the fabric you sew together, such that it will be as if it's inseam sewing. So any method of lining it that you want to do is just very fine. Okay, so now the next thing is to go ahead with the sewing. Okay, guys, so this of course the lining did not extend to the hem of the dress, so it stopped somewhere here, and I'm going to be sewing it together with the fabric. So let me just show you the trick to sewing it, that it will look as if it's inseam. Now I've put the lining, I've pinned it together with every of the pieces. For this, I'm working on the front pieces first. Now to sew it, you know it will be right side of the fabric together, right? So let me just put one aside. This is the other one. This is the middle, and this is one of the sides. So I'll put it together like this. Okay, put it together like this. So I will now remove this lining. Let me remove it. I hope you are following what I'm doing. So I remove this lining like this, and now bring it like this. Okay, can you see what I just did? So once I bring it over like this and I sew it. Okay, so let me just sew it. The sewing is very simple. Just follow the what you cut there. Just follow what you cut all the way down. That's just the thing. So let me sew it and bring it. So this is the sewing. Can you see? Like I said, just follow what you cut. Now I'm going to now open it up, and can you see how neat? So this is how neat the inside of it will look. And on the right side, this is it. So I've sewn the center and one of the side. I'll also repeat the same for this side and also for the back. That's just the basic thing with the sewing. Yeah, guys. So here, this is the front pieces. You can see the inside, and on the right side, this. Okay, and this is the back. You see now that the back now look as though it is 4 pieces, right? Because of the zipper allowance, this opening here. Okay, so this is the inside. So the next thing to do is to put the front and the back pieces together, mark my body allowance from the waist to the hip and then to around here, and then do the joining. Then we'll be left with the zipper and the waistband. Then we'll need the hem, and that will be all for the skirt. Okay, so I thought to show you this part. Now look at it. After marking out my allowance, you can see what I have here, that it is much. So I think I have about 4 inches here. So I will not take the 4 inches all the way down. So once I take the 4 inches here, I will slant my hand up to here, and you also repeat the same on the other side. So I thought to just show you that, so that when you have something like this as well, you will not say because you have 4 inches, then you also have 4 inches here. No, you just slant it all the way to the hem parts. So you can see that there is a bit of XX allowance around the side, right? So we just go ahead and cut it off. I mean, not everything, just let it remain about 1.5 inches. Yeah. So, and then I'll go ahead and just weave the sides so that it will be very neat. Can you see? So this is very okay now. So I've cut out the excess on both sides. Then I'm going to flip it over to the right side now. So after turning it to the right side, if you have any bulge like I have here, you see that this part is not relaxing very well. You will just open the inside, that place where there is bulge, you are going to notch it a little bit. Just notch it like this. So that will make it to relax. So you do that on both sides and you'll be fine. Can you see now that it's relaxed? So that's how you go about it. So yeah, let me just finish up with the zipper, then this waist area and the hem. And I'm going to wear it on the mannequin and show you what it looks like. You guys, see the final look of the skirt. See how beautiful it looks. You see? So yeah, let me take it closer. So this is what you get when you follow the process. So I used about 2.5 yards, just a little above 2.5 yards, less than 3 yards of fabric for the skirts. And this is it. And the top, although the top is not fitting onto the mannequin very well because it's for a very big person. And this is it. So if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, kindly do so that you'll be getting values from this channel. Please give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment if you have any question, I will attend to them, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.